Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And today I'm at South Mountain State Park here in western North Carolina. It's a beautiful day. This is Easter Monday, so it's actually a really busy day at the park. It's the busiest I've ever seen it here, to be honest. A lot of people going up and down the paths, which is really nice, actually. There's only one picnic table at this particular access of the park. This is the sort of like the road less traveled part of South Mountains State Park. Not a lot of people come here other than people who want to fish at the reservoir at the top of the hill over here. And they've got some nice trails I like. I like coming out here because it's usually really quiet and they have great old trees to put antennas in. But anyway, there's a family over at the picnic table, and in fact I made up my mind when I saw that there were actually some other families over here right now that I wasn't going to use the picnic table. It was actually free, but I figured that they needed it, and I don't want to take up the only picnic table in the park for playing radio, because I can play radio anywhere. So I'm going to just do a little bit of a sort of a picnic blanket activation today under this beautiful tree. This maple should work pretty well for what I want. I'm probably just going to catch one of these branches right here and put up a small wire antenna. Either that one or maybe one over here, I don't know. But it should work out pretty well. I may move this a little bit to accommodate it. But basically, I'm going to do just a fairly short activation. I brought my TR-45L with me today. I want it to be a fairly short activation. And then I'm going to have to head back up the hill, back up to my QTH in the mountains, because I've got an afternoon appointment to take my daughter to for some tennis lessons, so I can't hang around for a super long time. So I'm going to make this as quick as I can. I think we'll just go ahead and get the antenna set up. I just need to decide where I'm going to put the antenna. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I can just grab probably that branch right there. That should work out just fine. Now, this is a fairly dense tree in terms of branches and things, and I only have my 8-ounce weight with me today, so this is not the sort of tree that I would try to launch a line in the middle of, because with an 8-ounce weight up really high probably doesn't make a lot of sense. I probably could shoot it over one of these branches here and that wouldn't be a problem, but instead I'm just going to reach from one of these edges. I'm going to basically, my antenna is going to be a 31-foot wire. It's the wire that John sent me when he sent me this prototype TR-45L originally when we were testing it. And I'm just going to use it today and use the TR-45L to tune it up and see what we can do with it. Let's get started. I may just go ahead and film this whole thing. What do you say? Well, you're not objecting. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's see here. Let me put out the tripod. Put the camera at a safe distance, so I probably won't hurt you when you're out here as an innocent bystander. I should say that actually right now I'll be pulling, since I don't have like a full dedicated kit for the TR-45L. Actually, I do have pretty much a full kit in here. I just don't have a throw line and stuff like that. I'll grab my throw line from this pack. This is the Blue Ridge Overland Gear gadget bag. I love this bag because this has a little bit of everything in it if I need it. And in this pack right here, I've got a throw line. So there's my throw line. This is my, what I call my bare bones throw line. It's only a weight and 25 meters of line. That's it. So let's see. That goes on the end. There we go. There we go. So there's no bag, no nothing. It's a little bit more of a hassle to deal with, but not a lot actually. I'm pretty used to using this now, but it's not quite as convenient as having a bag or something. So let's move this over here so you can see me make several attempts to get this in a tree, right? There we go. I think you'll be able to see me there. That worked out pretty well, actually. I got it the first go, right where I wanted it. Now you may have noticed with this sort of what I call a bare bones line, where I don't have a bag or something like that kind of holding down the end of the line, what I'll often do is just step on the end of it, so when I launch it, it goes up. Again, this isn't as convenient as having a full throw line with a bag and all that stuff, but it works great for something like this. I mean, this was pretty quick to put up, wasn't it? Let's grab the wire out of here and out of this bag. Sorry. Since I don't edit my videos, you're having to watch this whole thing painfully play out. Here we go. Okay, so this is the side of the line that connects to the radio. Oh, this is the counterpoise. So let's just throw the counterpoise. We'll throw it out this direction out here. Just do that real quick. So I'll just take the end of the line over here, hold it in this hand, and I'll just literally chuck it like that out. And now it's laying out. I'll probably just stretch it out a little bit, but this, I think this counterpoise is like 31 feet long. I think both of these lines are 31 feet long, and that's more counterpoise than I actually need to do this job. So I'm just going to stretch this out a little bit. I'll be right back. There we go. Now let's get the radiator out, which is right here. By the way, this bag, this is just what I put my camera in when I'm storing it. So this is the radiator I'll be using today. And the loop right here, of course, is the part that goes in the tree. Now, I want to weight down the end of this. So what I'll do is actually just pull out the TR-45L, hook it up. I better put on my glasses for this so I can see it. Hook up the radiator to it. Now if I really wanted to deploy this thing quickly, I would have just used one of my pre-made antennas. But there's something about just using 2 pieces of wire, a simple Z-match antenna tuner, and hopping on the air. I like doing that. Plus it's always fun to see how quickly I'll be able to tune. You never know with the Z-match. There we go. So that's holding down the end of it. Now I just have to attach this to the throw line, which is right here. And I won't have to do any, ooh, my knot slipped, I see. Actually, I have to pull this out. I won't have to attach a weight or anything to the end of this. That's the great thing about using these really simple wires, is they're so lightweight that you don't have to secure the other end of the throw line. It's gonna be fine as it is. So I'll put a quick little knot in here. A little single loop knot like this. There we go. Pull that taut, and now I'll just pull it up. I'll pull this back so you can see not if there's any magic in this or anything. Great. That's like nearly vertical. Now let's see. By the way, it is tick season in Western North Carolina. I'm doing this on April 10th, I believe is the date. And boy, the ticks are out in full force. Spring is when they are most active here, at least. Let's pull this down here so you can get in a little closer to the action. Could be a little challenging, actually. I now realize, showing everything the way I'd like to do it. Oh, grab the counterpoise. Need to connect this up too. There you go, just pull this. Now I could put little banana plugs on the end of this, and make this a lot quicker process, but just haven't done that yet. Here we go. I'll put this guy on. Put it on there tightly. Yep. Yeah, the tricky part's just going to be for you to see my logging as I'm logging with this, with the camera. I'll have to see what I can do. Okay, this is battery powered. I was trying to think if there's a way I could prop up the radio, but I'm not too concerned about that, really. Let's try this. I hadn't thought about this before, but if I had a Velcro pad on the back of this radio, boy, that would work out nicely. Now, let me think, which I may use my pressure paddle. I think I will, my VK3IL pressure paddle today. I haven't used it in a few weeks, maybe. And I really do like it. There we go. Plug this into the key. I'll put it in the key side first because, yeah, I need to shorten this. If I'm going to do that right now. This is way too long for holding this cord. So let's just shorten that guy. There we go. And plug this in, and we'll go ahead and tune. I'm going to turn the power down a little bit. It's on 17 meters. Maybe I ought to do 17 meters. I don't know. I want to go down to 20, I think. Yeah, I'll do 20. Okay, so let's see. That's a positive sign. Okay. Okay, first I'll tune it to where it sounds like there's enough background noise, where the background noise gets louder. So you really can't see a lot here. I'm sorry about this, but it's just the nature of the beast today. Here we go. Here we go. Let me see this, okay? I don't hear anybody there. You know what? It's almost right on where it needs to be. Let's move it up a little bit. The bands are pretty chock full of. That is spot on. Spot on. I'm getting a 1-to-1. That's excellent. Okay, well, that's done. Okay, great. Great, there's nobody there. Man, I'm so impressed with this thing. Okay, let's see if I can get this. I need to try to get this tripod in an area where you'll be able to see what I'm sending. Or logging, rather. Let's give this a go here. Got my logbook. A pen. This is going to be sloppy. I don't have a table or anything. Let's see, it's going to look a little sloppier than normal. Oh, and I need to remember. Oh, you know what I've got to do? I've got my phone in the car. I need my phone in order to do my electronic logging. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I can't remember if I mentioned this before or not. I meant to. Anytime I go to a site and I get ready to put up an antenna, and I just noticed this when I was walking back, I thought, did I mention this or not? I can't remember. Anytime I'm putting up an antenna, the reason why I set up on this side of the tree, I wanted to be in the shade, but the reason I put the antenna on this side of the tree, I was looking at these two branches over here, is because even though you feel like you're in this big park and there's nobody around really, and you got all this space to yourself, there are actually power lines running just behind this tree right here. And you need to look for power lines wherever you're setting up. Don't assume because you're in a park or in some remotish area that there are not going to be power lines. Quite a lot of times, you know, public lands are actually located in areas with power lines running through, because sometimes the utility companies work out a deal with the state. That's not the case in this case, I don't think at all. These were just existing power lines, but just be aware of that. You don't want to throw your line over a power line or something like that. The only worry and only concern I had at all when I was setting up, in fact, is that it could be noisy here, but it never has been super noisy, and I've always just set up, in fact, the family's just leaving, it was over there. I've always just set up over at this little picnic table over here, and it's not that far off, so I don't think it's a major thing. Okay, let's get set up again. See if I can make this work. There we go. You didn't let anybody get on my frequency, did you? Okay, I need to take a photo because I have a hunch I'm going to totally forget to take photos during this particular excursion. I could move over to this picnic table over here, but I'm not going to do it now. It's kind of fun sometimes to shake it up and do something a little different. And I haven't done a picnic blanket activation. It's been probably on camera. It's been a really long time, because I carry a camera around with me for a lot of my activations. It's more simple to set up at a picnic table or using my knee board with a chair. But I also, when I'm with my family and I do an activation that I don't record, I'll often just set up on a picnic blanket or something. And quite often on summits, I'll do the same thing. I won't even have a blanket. I just sit up on the ground and do my activation. So let's get hammers out here. Let's see. I pre-set it up, hopefully. Yes, here it is. Set it up already, so it should all be ready to go. I just need to set up my paper logs here. And we'll see if you can read this, hopefully, when I like to try to put the logs in a place where you can read it. Okay. Someone made me on my frequency. It's not my frequency, but it feels like my frequency. Okay, 2753, South Mountains. And this is the TR-45L with wires. That's my antenna. And today is the 10th of April, 2023. And I'm on 20 meters, CW. And the time is, hopefully we'll get somebody before it changes to 1600 hours right now. Okay, here we go. Move the keyer speed up just a teeny bit. I think I got somebody about a half a... Okay, they're just right off me. Let me move up here and see if there's anybody here. I'll give that. So someone's about 500 or about a half a kilohertz away. I think I'm going to move out of their way anyway. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, I don't think I hear anybody there. No, not record. I don't want to record. Let's see. How do I stop that when I do that the wrong way? It turns off everything else. Let's just turn it back on. I don't know if it'll remember the frequency. It probably doesn't. Nope. It starts back at 14 megahertz. Let's go back over to 14060. I just can't remember, and I'm not going to fiddle with this to find out. Here we go. I did schedule this activation, so with any luck, it'll spot me. Oh, I'm getting hammers ready off the side here. I can type on it very easily. Could it feel more spring than sitting out on a picnic blanket with a TR-45L? It's probably about 57 degrees Fahrenheit. It's just wonderful today. So 2 down. The sunspot numbers are way down right now. I do know that much, which is the reason I wasn't reaching for higher bands. If anything, later I may move down to 30 meters if there's no action here. And you'll notice I have the filter set to be very, very wide. And that's on purpose. I do that because I kind of like hearing around the frequency as opposed. Oh, they're way down in the noise. There's just no copy there at all right now. Okay, so I knocked the audio filter down a little bit, which helped with some of the extra noise that we were hearing there. Gee. Oh, there's someone calling CQ behind me. Okay, so we're just gonna move out of the way. We're just gonna move out of the way for them. They can't hear me. And so I don't want to, I'm not gonna sit here and call CQ POTA on top of them. We'll just set up right here. That person just started calling CQ. They probably couldn't hear me. It could be that they have QRM or something like that where they are. So I find it's just easier to move because, frankly, the reverse beacon network will find me again. So I was having a lot of that kind of... I gotta do that again. I accidentally hit my key. Okay, KI5YGT. The trick is trying to get all this in here. So I've got 6 contacts so far. And I need to remove the initial one I put in just to hold the... There we go. So now it's going to be accurate 6. Just have to wait for it to respot me. But you know what I may do? I'm going to cheat and see if it has respotted me yet. If I can get a good signal out here. Let's move down the band. There we go. So we'll select the mode. Let's go down. Whoops. Am I doing that the wrong way? Yes, I am. Okay. Let's move up to... Oh, that's 40 meters. What am I doing? 30 meters is where I want to be. Let's move up to 113 and see if that's a viable spot. Sounds really quiet, but I haven't tuned this wire yet. Whoops, did I turn on the dial lock? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, let's move this back up one. Now, what I want to do is, again, tweak it for audio. Let's see if this is enough. Now, I'm not used to having the radio right against the ground. This could affect... I've had no problem tuning 30 meters before. Why is it showing now? That's kind of weird. The forward power looks kind of weird. Huh. Oh. There we go. There we go. I thought something was a little strange there. I turned down the power to do the tuning, so let's see now if I can... Oh, let's put it back in reverse. Watch needle go down a little bit. Okay, that one's down about as far as it'll go. You know what? You're going to see the little VSWR light here, but I think I've got it tuned up well enough. I really do. I don't think it's too bad. So let's go ahead and switch it back to keyer mode. Let me try one more time just to get a better match. It's not easy. What I try to do is, like with one of the two knobs, see, one of the knobs is actually all the way. It's as far as it'll go. And if I turn it up, it doesn't help. It's got to be down there. And so there's just not a lot of wiggle room, unfortunately. It takes very, very slight. I don't want to be just a tuner-upper person either, so we're just going to go ahead and play with this. 30 meters. CW. I think it's about a 1.5 to 1 is probably my guess of what it is, which I feel is like pretty fair. Forgot I need to change my hammer's app to reflect that I'm now on 30 meters. Oh, QSB. Little Brian, he just posted a field report this week, which means 3 weeks ago when you see this probably. On QRP.com. A0F. Is he coming back? Boy, there is some QSB in here, isn't there? Boy, they just disappeared. Try one more time here. Nothing there. I thought I heard, maybe I didn't hear him again. Okay, let's just try this again. Let's just go. We'll wait and see if we hear him come back. This other person recorded QSB on the van, and that could be wiping us out right now. Oh, there we go. The vans are in rough shape. Okay, I heard. That almost sounds like somebody way off frequency. Let me... Whoops, what am I doing? That's the VF mode. I don't want to do VFO mode. Okay. No, I think they were way off frequency. I'll actually have to hop off the air here pretty soon. Whoops. Oops. Yuck, sorry, I got a bug. That's nice. Someone's sending me 7.3s and I'm sending QRT. That's always a nice thing. Okay, let's see. So, what do I need to do? Well, let's just go ahead and pack up together. How's that sound? But before I do that, one of the secrets is I need to turn this on, if for no other reason to take a few more photos. I do like to show photos of my radio being used when I write up my report for QRP.com. So I try to put it, did I have it on 113? I can't remember now. Well, it doesn't matter, it's on 30 meters. So I'll take a few photos to put in my logbook. Let's see, so we got 14 contacts here. And let's look at the QSIM map. This will not be super accurate because it doesn't always include everything, but you can kind of see where we went. That was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. It was a really fun little activation to do, actually. And let's take a few photos now. Here we go. I try to get a couple angles if I can, showing how it looks. It's kind of nice seeing the little wire come up out of the back of the radio. And such a gorgeous high contrast day, to be honest. It's just ideal, really. It's really ideal to be playing radio out here. I love winter. I love fall. Fall's probably, someone asked me recently what my favorite time of the year to do activations is, and it probably is fall because I just enjoy autumn. I think it's a beautiful time of the year. Usually here in Western North Carolina, the weather's amazing. The trees look great. The fall foliage is just so amazing here. And I love that. But I've got to say, spring, there's just something about spring too, even though it does bring me quite a lot of grief in terms of allergies. Allergies can be really bad for me this time of year. Now, my leg is fully asleep. So let's try to pack things up and see if I can get my leg to wake up a little bit. So one of the negatives about sitting down like this in an awkward position, cradling the tripod at the camera, is that my leg kind of fell asleep on me. Let's put up everything. This will take a moment here. Let's see. So I'll put this up in my... This is my little pack. I keep my field recorder in. I keep my logbook in. I keep my pencil in. Pretty simple stuff here. And TR-45L really couldn't be easier to put away. Okay, so let's put up the antenna first. I really need to get some ties for this to keep in here. I haven't done it yet. So now you'll notice that since the antenna is just hanging in the tree here and it's just a wire, I'll just pull it down and coil it up, hopefully, just like in a figure 8, to make it make it easy. You notice how pretty easily it unwound itself. And keep this in a little bundle in here and tied up. I think I've got a little wire in the pack to tie it up, but I need a proper little tie to keep this together. I may tweak this antenna a little bit. I feel like it could do better on 30 in terms of matching. There are a lot of different lengths you can work with random wires like this, where you're just using like a Z match or your antenna tuner, trans match, to do all of the heavy lifting of matching. There are a bunch of different wire lengths you can use, but you need to use one that's a random wire length that is not resonant on any of the bands you would be operating on. And there's some great tables online for looking that up. Just look up random wire antenna lengths. If you do like a Google search for that, it'll bring up a page. There are a couple of really good sources that give you some starting points for experimenting with your wire lengths for something like this. But it just can't get more simple than 2 pieces of wire. And this is so nice. I wish my family were out here just having a picnic with me. I'll see them soon enough, though. I got a bunch of stuff to do this afternoon. And put up the radio. So here is the radio, the battery, and the antenna tuner all in one. And that is now done. I'll put this in here. Get a little bit of water. And now we'll pack up my throw line. If I can stand up. Let's see if I've got my feeling back in my leg yet. If you see me fall down, you'll know I don't. Okay, there we go. So, as you can see here, I know you're probably seeing the tripod a lot too, but there's where the antenna wire went up. And then to pack it up, it's really simple. When I don't have a bag, I leave a little extra hanging off here. And then I do the same figure 8. Now, one trick is, now this is pretty easy here because this is grass. There aren't a lot of twigs and things on the ground. Right now, at least. So this is pretty easy. But one trick I use with this 2mm line, because the 2mm line will grab sticks and all kinds of things on the ground, is I try to position myself out away from the tree a little bit. So when the line falls, it falls down kind of flat, and I'm just pulling it straight in. If it falls in a bundle on the ground because you're like directly underneath it, then that increases the odds that it's going to pick up a stick. So like right now, I don't really need to do this right now because there aren't many sticks or anything underneath, but what I'll do to show you is I'll move away from the tree a bit, pull this line back, and now when it falls down, it's pretty much going to fall down horizontally, so it's like laying horizontally on the ground. So let's finish this up. By the way, thank you for coming out on this activation with me today. And I'd really like to thank also all of my supporters on Patreon, my supporters on the Coffee Fund. I really appreciate it if you're spending time to do it. See how it's all nicely laid out. When it's in a straight line like that, it's just way less likely to grab sticks and things on the ground. That's just a little hint to help you out when you're using a 2mm line. The thicker poly line for throw lines, they're really they don't really catch on too many things, to be honest. They're pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is I'll go ahead and connect this. to hold it in place. Just bundle this up, put it around there like that, put my throw weight on, just do a little, these little knots on here, there we go, tighten that up. Then I go back in here and actually add the throw weight. I put the throw weight through this Velcro tab just to hold it on a little bit better so it doesn't move around too much in the pack, and that's it. That's all you got to do. Okay. Let's get the rest of this together. Let's see. So this throw weight lives in this pack. I'll put it back up. And these packs, by the way, what I like about the Blue Ridge Overland Gear packs is you can just take this whole thing out. So if you only need this, I could have just grabbed this today, but I took all of this because I couldn't remember what else I might need. I couldn't remember why I packed in with the TR-45L. And I've got my camera, which of course I'm still using. So I'll stick it in the top of this pack here. Just close this up. Hold everything in nicely. This here, my water bottle here, my sunglasses, and there's no trash on the ground here. I usually check for trash about right now. I also check for anything I could have possibly left behind. There's nothing here. And I'll roll this up and we'll head to the car. That's all there is to it. Isn't that nice? I like sitting at a picnic table. It is more comfortable. I like sitting on my little three-legged hiking or trail side stools. I like all my little folding chairs and things like that. But there's something really nice about and simple just sitting on the ground and just playing radio like this. It's actually really fun to do. This weather just could not be more ideal. Isn't it gorgeous? I get comments from people all over the world who write in and say, wow, you've got some lovely parks in North Carolina. And we really do. We really, really do. We're very fortunate to have, and I have to say, I tend to pick out the parks that are the larger state and national parks and places with wide open areas where I can, usually do some hiking or something. And that's one of the reasons why I'm out here so often. We do have city parks and smaller, more urban parks, but I'm not really close to a lot of those. And so I don't activate them quite as much. So I'm usually out in wider open spaces. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and pack up the camera now and put it up so I don't forget to offload all my video and recharge the battery and all that. I've kind of got a little workflow that I do, and I want to keep that in place. So I'd just like to thank you again so much for coming out with me today. Again, thank you for your support. If you're supporting me on Patreon or through the Coffee Fund, don't ever feel like you need to do that. This will always be free. But through Patreon, you do get links to videos that you can actually download. So you can download the whole video if you want to and watch it offline. There are no ads. I don't have ads turned on YouTube. However, YouTube can insert ads before and after. In fact, I mentioned this, I think, in a previous video. A lot of you have been urging me to go ahead and turn on monetization and just try to keep those ads before and after because YouTube's getting the money off of it instead of me. I may try that. I don't know. I just don't want any ads to ever interfere with or be in the middle of my activation videos. I don't like doing that because I like these to be kind of uncut and just what they are. You'll see I have really no edits today other than turning off the camera to go grab my phone today. And that's the way I like to keep it. But if you're not in a position to support me, don't feel like you have to. This stuff, again, will always be free. If you do, I really, really appreciate it. It means the world to me. And if you feel like it, subscribe, like, whatever you want to do. I never asked to do those things because I never think about it myself. Yeah, thank you so much. And I hope you have a spectacular week ahead. Hope you get to play some radio, enjoy time with friends and family, and yeah, enjoy the great outdoors with somebody if you can. In fact, let's all be kind to one another, okay? All we got on this planet's each other. Take care, and 7 3s.